Welcome to Yoga Sculpt. My name is Jody and I'm recording this video for the York County Library in South Carolina. Today's practice, you can grab a mat or a beach towel. You can also grab a light set of weights, water bottles or soup cans would even work fine. Set those off to the side and let's get started in mountain pose. So coming to a firm stance, lifting up our toes, and then as we go to set them down, spreading them as wide as we can. Lifting our shoulder blades up, down, and back, releasing our shoulders into our back pockets, stretching fingertips actively towards the ground. Let's inhale a little length into the spine and exhale as we release left ear over to the shoulder. Inhaling center and exhaling other side. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, turning the nose to look over our left shoulder. Release center. And inhale, look over the opposite side. Come back to center. Let's inhale, both arms up overhead, stretching as tall as we can. Big exhale. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, arms release. One more deep breath in. This time we interlace fingertips together. Turn your palms up to the ceiling, stretch tall, and reach over to the left side, pressing weight into the outer edge of our right foot. Inhaling our way back to center and exhaling other side. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhale, press our palms out in front. So we're rounding through the upper back. We're pressing our shoulder blades apart, dropping the chin to the chest. And inhale our way back upright. Exhaling, little baby back bend. Inhaling center. Exhaling, have a seat, Utkatasana or chair pose. We're going to flow with this. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering down into chair pose. So if you'd like the extra resistance, go ahead and reach for the weights now. Our weights can slide down the sides of our thighs, or you can have the weight sliding down the front of your thighs. Either one, we want to set the weight back into the heels and then really squeeze through our glutes as we lift up. If it's comfortable, challenge yourself to come a little bit deeper on each repetition. Nice. Sitting back just a little bit lower. Sets of 8 today are our goal. So each exercise, 8 repetitions. Hold this next one down. Stay as low as you can and bring your arms up to a goal post, 90 degrees, and let's butterfly the arms in and out. Squeezing on the way in, breathing. Nice. Weight is equally distributed in each leg. I encourage you to get out inside and do your workout if you can. It's a beautiful day today. One more. And then we get to stand up, release, take a few shoulder rolls to the back. Working on balance a little bit more, we're going to inhale as we come up onto the balls of the feet, exhale, lowering down. So we're lifting up onto the tippy toes, heels coming down slowly. So it does help to have a focal point for your gaze. So locking our gaze on a non-moving focal point 2 or 3 feet out in front of you will help with your balance and stability. For those of us that are feeling pretty steady and balanced today, we're going to pause at the top, holding here. And the challenge here is to come back down into your chair set, leaving your heels raised. So my heels stay up, I'm on the balls of my feet, and I gradually come back down into my chair sit, balancing chair, staying on the balls of the feet. We're going to gradually rise all the way back up and then gently lower the heels back down. Good job. Walk it out. Moving into balancing tree. We're going to start with our right foot, picking up the toes on the right. Spread them as wide as you can as you go to set the toes down, and then make sure you have a soft micro bend in your knee. Slowly drag the opposite heel up. And if your balance isn't there, you have the option to leave a kickstand down. This is fine. So you're welcome to come as high or as low as you want. If you come up above the knee, just make sure you don't have anything resting on top of the knee joint. Pressing heel into the thigh, thigh into the heel. Open up, bringing the knee back. Find your focal point. 90 degrees with the arm. We exhale into an overhead press. Inhale down. Slowly moving up and down. So one of our challenges with Yoga Sculpt is holding our poses for a little bit longer than what we might be used to. Breathing as we move. 3 more. Nice and steady. 1 more. Slowly release our weights all the way back down. Release your leg with control and just walk it out. Moving into the opposite side. So picking up the toes on our left foot, spread them wide, and then gently draw our opposite heel up any amount. Find your focal point. Open up. You could have one side that's dominant. One side might be a little more challenging. Open up the hips by drawing the knee to the back. Find your 90-degree angle. And once again, we've got 8 overhead presses to the sky. Take your time. Two more times. If you're moving a little bit slower or a little bit faster than me, as long as you're moving with your breath, that is okay. Slowly coming all the way down, releasing the leg and shaking it out. We're going to slide the weights all the way back down, releasing into a forward fold. So you can reach for a block here or a pillow. You can reach for the elbows coming into ragdoll. And maybe you want to sway from side to side. Coming back to the center, we'll gently nod our head yes. Shake our head no. Reaching for the weights once again. We're going to take a giant step back with our right foot, coming into a crescent lunge. Remember, crescent lunge is actually a balancing lunge. My back heel will be lifted. Both big toes point straight ahead. So my front knee has a deep bend, and this crescent lunge, side view, I am going to hinge at my hips, create a long spine, flat back, and we're going to do 8 rows. So I'm lifting up and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. Try to keep your gaze out in front of your big toe, and that way you're keeping your neck in neutral with the rest of your spine. 2 more times. Last one. From here, we're going to drop the back knee all the way down onto the floor. So if you need to grab a pillow, so you have a little extra padding, you can reach for that. We're in a supported lunge. My front knee is stacked right on top of my heel, and I'm pushing my hips forward so that I'm getting the hip opening benefit of the hip flexor stretch. Moving right into a side lateral raise, exhaling up, inhaling down. Be careful here that you only lift to shoulder height. Any higher can aggravate the shoulder. If it doesn't feel good to lift this high, you certainly can reduce the range of motion and make it a little bit lower. 2 more will make 8. 1 more. This time we'll set the weights down, take the hands, frame the foot, and push back into downward facing dog. From down dog, we're going to bicycle out our heels, bending one knee at a time. And then we slowly press into plank, pausing here, strong core. Breathe. Press back into down dog. Giant step forward with our right foot. So we come into crescent lunge on the opposite side. My back heel is lifted. right back into our rows. Gazes down towards the big toe. Focus on squeezing our shoulder blades together as we come up. Big squeeze. One more. And then you can very slowly, with control, drop your back knee, find your supported lunge. So you might need to step out. Make sure we're feeling a stretch in our back leg. Side raises for 8. Exhaling up. Good. 4 more. Last 3. If our shoulders aren't getting fatigued, that means you can probably increase your weight next time. 1 more. Set your weights down. Bring the hands back out in front. Line your thumbs up 4 to 6 inches apart. Spread the fingertips wide. Downward facing dog. Inhale back into plank. Pausing here 3 or 4 cycles of breath. If it's too much, we just drop to our knees, turning this into a supported plank. After your next exhale, you can press back into downward facing dog. We inhale our left heel high, 3-legged dog. Let's bend our knee, drop the heel behind us. Continue the twist by looking under the shoulder. And with our next inhale, big step through. We're going to find warrior 1, picking up our weights and rolling our shoulder blades down and back. Elbows are in tight. Exhale, find a little more depth into your warrior base. Bicep curls. Exhaling up, inhaling down. Think about the muscle that you're working, really squeezing. Yes, halfway. 3 more. 2 and 1. We are going to open up into warrior 2. So as my hips shift now to this direction, the knee kind of tends to follow my hips in. So I'm going to invite the knee to open up, stay stacked right on top of my heel. You can shift your back foot. We're moving into a horizontal bicep curl. So we extend the palms long, palms face up, and let's curl and squeeze in and out. Elbow staying in a straight line with our shoulder. Breathing. 3 more. Almost there. Shoulders might be getting a little fatigued by now. Last one. And release. Allow the legs to straighten out. We're going to take a step in, setting up for our triangle legs. So we're going to start by shifting your hip as far back as you can go, reaching down, and we're coming into triangle pose. So we only need the weight in the right hand. We're going to start the lawnmower motion like this, and then extend all the way up and open to the sky. Come back down, skim your elbow up the chest, open up. So it's a small rotation movement. Yes. Take your time. If your breath moves slower than mine, match your breath. It's okay. We want 8 quality, good motion. 2 more. Last one. This next move, very challenging. We're going to shift into warrior 3. So for some of you, it may be enough of a challenge to simply lift your back heel and hold warrior 3 for your core. If you're feeling some good balance and stability and you want to try to add a tricep kickback, find your focal point, bring the weights up, and extend back. I'm going to show you side view, gluing my elbows in. So you can leave a kickstand down. This is always fine. Find your focal point and extend. Exhale. You got it. Elbows and shoulders stay in one long line. 4 more. 3, 2, Flex your foot, big toe points straight down. Release and come into a forward fold, releasing your low back, releasing your hamstrings. Go ahead and nod your head back and forth, side to side. Gently nod the head up and down. Hands come down, stepping or jumping back into downward facing dog. Inhaling into plank. And exhale, down dog. So we inhale our right heel up this time. Bend the knee, drop the heel. Look under the shoulder. And when you're ready, take a giant step through, preparing for warrior one on the opposite side. Picking up our weights once more. Let's even it out. Roll your shoulder blades up, down, and back. Drop the shoulder blades in the back pockets. Squeeze the elbows in. Sink a little deeper into your warrior base. And we're exhaling up, inhaling down. Exhaling up, inhaling down. Good. 8's our magic number. We're halfway there. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. And let's slowly begin to shift our hips, opening up into warrior two. Our back foot can shift. Front knee stays bent. Lower a little bit deeper into your warrior base. Extend your arms. Palms are up. Horizontal. Bicep curl. Squeezing. Good. If you forget to breathe, that might mean your weight's a little bit too heavy for today. Tune in, really listen to your body. Last one. Release, shake it out, stepping in, setting up for triangle. So I'm going to shift my hip all the way to the back, come down, and we're going to pull the weight up and open. Drive your elbow all the way up to the sky, rotate and open. Yes. Four more. Last two. One more. Get ready. Moving into warrior three. So again, if you chose the option where you held on and just simply balanced and held, this is fine. This is a great core move. If you did your kickbacks, let's draw them up and let's do 8 more. Find your focal point. Put the kickstand down if you need it. It's okay. Halfway. 4 more. 3. Yoga Sculpt is a lot more work than our regular yoga practice. And release, bring your feet together, relax in a forward fold. Let's step or jump back into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. And we've got 8 yoga push-ups. So you can do these on your toes, or you can certainly drop to your knees if you need to, doing whatever is comfortable to you. We are going to hug our elbows in really tight to our sides and do 8 yoga push-ups, almost as if our side body is being scraped by the elbows. Halfway there. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Excellent. Take a break in child's pose. Walk your hands out in front. Take your knees a little bit wider if you need to. Rest the forehead all the way down. Bring the palms together. Thumbs come back behind your head. Holding here, one more deep breath. And then make your way onto your bottom. We're going to set up for boat pose. So this is Navasana. So want the weights nearby. We're sitting down and you've got a couple options here. You can keep your heels down and just hinge back with your weights for a press, Or you can make it a little bit harder by hinging back and lifting your feet. So pick the option that works. Overhead press while we hug our bellies in tight. Remember, our spine is long and our back is flat. So if you're struggling with that, you're going to be better off just coming down here to make it a little less intense on the core. 2 more. Last one. Keeping our weights nearby. I'm going to turn in the other direction so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to come all the way down. Have your weights nearby so you can rest your weights on top of your hips, and we can come up into a shoulder bridge and back down. Bridge up and down. Good. 3 more. Last 2. Our challenge here is to hold our hips up, bring the palms in, and fly the arms in and out for a chest fly while we hold the bridge up. Very good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. We bring the hips back down. We tilt the pelvis under, pushing our back flat into your mat or the ground. Harder would be bringing your legs up, a little bit more core work. So certainly leave them down if this is better today. Push the back flat and bring the weights on either side of your ears. One last tricep move. We're hugging our elbows in nice and close. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. We set the weights to the side. Keep your flat back position. One at a time. Drop the heel down and out in front of you. So I can adjust the intensity of this exercise by simply making my leg longer and dropping it closer to the ground. So to make it easier, don't drop the leg as low. Keep more of a bend in your knee like this. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and take your arms overhead, bringing yourself into a full body stretch, making yourself as long as you possibly can. It is time for our final relaxation, Shavasana. This is part of the class that feels so good, and you've definitely earned it, and it's an important part of practice. Go ahead and bring your arms into your sides, pulling the shoulder blades down and back. Close your eyes. This seals in all the benefits of everything we've done today in our practice. We're going to give ourselves this time to let our minds and our bodies simply be. Begin to quiet the mind, deepen the breath, and just be. Beginning to bring our awareness back, keeping our eyes closed, but gently wiggling the fingers and the toes. Bend the knees, start to roll over onto the right side. Head resting on our outstretched arm, pressing the left palm into the mat, coming up into a seated position. Let's finish with 2 deep breaths in, Our first breath is a cleansing breath. So we inhale, arms reach all the way up overhead. Big audible exhale through the mouth. And then one more big breath in. This time we exhale, hands come to heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for Yoga Sculpt.